Welcome to Turn to Your Doom, a choose your own adventure podcast where we explore the many paths and meet the many ends of a choose your own adventure book. Today we're doing part 2 of Blood on the Handle, a book about your adoptive uncle maybe dying. We don't know. He's been kidnapped though. With me is someone who has like a pretty sweet motorcycle that goes real fast. Art.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Are you gonna get out of here?
No, in fact, I'm gonna stay here on this one.
You're gonna stay? Okay.
Yeah, no.
You're gonna tough this one out.
I am playing a arcade cabinet that has a motorcycle like controller.
Oh, I love it.
On it. Yeah, I know. Those are always broken, but I know how to take care of mine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So just a quick recap at the beginning of this book. You were orphaned about 6 months ago. Your parents died in the Caribbean or something on a boat. Your uncle then took custody of you. He goes on lots of foreign trips. He will have people over at his house. But they don't talk to you. They only hang out in his study the whole time. He's very rich, and you once insinuated that he was a spy, and he got real big mad about it. Yeah. And so...
they forgot to also mention that you're not allowed downstairs when they're holding the monthly meeting where they're all wearing masks. It sounds really weird down there. It smells a little weird, too. But, like, you know.
You asked about it, and your uncle was like, have you seen Eyes Wide Shut? And you were like, no. And he's like, then don't ask any more questions.
You do get something nice and expensive around this time every month, though.
Yes.
So, you kind of just... It's kind of fine.
Yeah. So, whatever. So... You came home one day from school, you went into your uncle's study, and there was blood everywhere, there was a knife stabbed into the floor, and your uncle was nowhere to be found. You heard a car peeling out of the driveway, and you saw him in their back seat. And so you gave chase on your, actually a very affordable motorcycle, if I'm being honest.
Looking into it.
Yeah, I looked up the Kawasaki, I'm guessing, or 350, I'm guessing it's a Mach 2. A very nice motorcycle for a very reasonable price.
Yeah, apparently, you said that, like, it actually does, it actually goes pretty quick for how much
it was. It's like 0 to 115 seconds. It's pretty quick.
A nice little street bike.
Yeah, just a nice little street bike. So... We first chose, for the first half of this, we chose the option that when we were chasing after our uncle's kidnappers, we decided we were being chased from behind by some other folks. We decided to lose them. So instead, this time, we're going to continue chasing our uncle and his captors. So, we go to page 20 for this. Bending low over your motorcycle, you twist the throttle wide open, and the powerful engine accelerates to your command. The bike roars off the uneven, harsh blacktop road, perilously close to you as you power through turns and up and down the rolling countryside. You are gaining on the car with Uncle Morgan in it. Surprisingly, no one is firing back at you from that car. Easing a bit on the throttle, you back off. What will I do when I catch them? You ask yourself. You have no answer.
That's
the noise.
You have no answer because you much like the dog who finally caught the car. What are you supposed to do?
I was
That's
thinking the exact same thing.
To do.
Yeah. Wait a minute. The noise of a tremendous crash comes from behind you. The crash is followed by a muffled explosion, and you see the reddish cloud of smoke and flames in your rearview mirror. The Jaguar has gone off the road. You no longer need to worry about the people following in that car. Holy shit. Damn, they just killed those people.
I think what happens is you just murder the people when you catch the car as a dog.
Yeah, you just kill. At this point, might as well just kill them.
Just murder them.
Yeah.
I never knew the answer.
Yeah. Now you do. You kill. Several cars and a delivery truck pass by in the oncoming lane, and the presence of others on this lonely road gives you small hope and courage. There is a small town up ahead with a country store, gas station, and post office, but it is not a busy spot, and the chances of finding help there are slim. You continue in your pursuit, hoping for the best. Both you and the car are cruising about 60 miles per hour. Fast for the road, but not really dangerous, barring any unexpected obstacles. Suddenly, without warning, the back window of the car opens and a large gray bundle flies out. Oh, fuck. You hit the brakes and then open the throttle simultaneously, swinging the handlebars through a sharp arc, enabling you to just barely miss the object that sits in the road. Shuddering to a stop, you leap from the motorcycle and race towards the bundle, figuring it's Uncle Morgan. It's a bundle full of clothes and a seat cushion from the car. They are stained with blood. You give the bundle a vicious kick, and then scramble back onto your bike. Once again, you risk your life, speeding recklessly to catch up, but luck is with you. A patch of road construction ahead has slowed traffic, and in a minute you are once again within range of the car. This time, however, a hand reaches out from the back window, and red and orange flashes are followed by bullets. One of the shots hits your left rear view mirror, shattering the glass and covering your arm with sharp fragments. Then the firing stops, and the car comes to a stop. The front doors open, and out steps the driver, a well-built young man, and a pretty woman about the same age. They hold up their hands to show you that they are not armed, gesturing for you to come over to them. You're not sure what they want. It might be risky to get too close to them. To the right, there is a side road. If you risk finding out what they want, turn to page 27. If you duck down the road, turn to page 38.
Let's duck down the road. Let's see what's going on.
Turn to page 38. All right. Your instincts for survival advise you to leave at once. Skidding the bike into a 90-degree turn, you roar down the side road on the right, expecting bullets to penetrate your back at any moment, but nothing of the kind happens. Slowing down, you come to a stop and turn back to see if you are being followed. In the distance, you pick up the sound of a car at high speed going the opposite direction from you, and another coming your way. You turn around and head back to the hardtop road. Uncle Morgan needs your help. But when you reach the road, you are immediately bathed in the harsh white of searchlights. Hands up! Don't move! Anything you say can and will be used against you, says a voice from the loudspeaker. 3 state troopers advance on you, their weapons drawn. On one hand, you're glad that these are authorities. On the other hand, you're upset in the way that they're treating you. They do a quick search, satisfying themselves you are not armed. You are then asked to explain yourself. Never in your life have you talked so hard and so fast, so earnestly. You tell them everything that has happened to you since you came home from school. Uncle Morgan's life may depend on any one of the number of details. The lieutenant seems to believe you, and he radios to his superiors for orders. You wait, fidgeting at the delay. The longer you wait, the harder it may be to find Uncle Morgan. The lieutenant looks up. Okay, it's a go. Helicopter is on its way, he says. The lieutenant and his men seem to be through with you. You step back into the shadows of early evening, apparently forgotten by the troopers. Soon, a very large helicopter marked U.S. Coast Guard drops down in a field next to the road. 2 officers in flight gear jump from the craft and join the state troopers, shouting over the sound of the rotors. You turn around to head back to Swan Song. There must be plenty of clues to investigate there, you think. As you walk to your motorcycle, you can't ignore the huge helicopter. Maybe, just maybe, you think, you could sneak on board. There isn't much time. You must hurry if you're going to do it. If you return to Swan Song to look for clues, turn to page 9. If you sneak aboard the helicopter, turn to page 45.
Are you fucking Spider-Man? What the fuck are you gonna do? Helicopters aren't known for, like, their spacious interiors.
Oh, yeah,
and lots of places to hide. Are you gonna hold on to the tide the entire time? What the fuck are you gonna do?
I'm very confused as well. How big is this fucking helicopter?
Oh, I'm just gonna use my my super strong electromagnetic footholds that I have at all times on me, so I can just hang upside down.
How convenient
so
that your
don't see
uncle
me.
got you some super magnets for your birthday a few months ago. And you just happen to always have them in your boots, just in case.
I'm just gonna use my grapnel gun to like shoot around the landing times there, and just like and not get killed somehow. What the fuck is this choice? Faith, what is this choice?
I don't know.
Should I try to hide on the helicopter? Yeah, the thing that holds like maybe 6 people at most.
I don't know.
What
are you gonna do? They get on there, they're like, oh, thank goodness, our life-sized teenage boy doll is still here.
God damn, this is such a fucking dumb thing. Let's do that one because it has to end in an ending.
Okay.
Fuck, that's dumber than the fucking unicorn girl.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, it gets good. I can tell you right now. Okay, so we turn to page 45. Luck is with you. The pilot and co-pilot are too busy with the controls to pay attention to the passenger or cargo bay. The 2 officers are talking with the troopers. An enlisted man who was left on a helicopter is busy fussing with equipment. Now, you say to yourself, before you can change your mind, you quickly step from the shadows and climb aboard the helicopter. No one sees you. You retreat to the rear of the aircraft and take a position behind a pile of life jackets, web netting, and other gear. There is a little light inside, and you feel that your chances are good at not being discovered. Snuggled up against the gear, you wait for what seems like hours, but is really just minutes. Then the officers, the state troopers, and their lieutenant clamber aboard. A signal is given to the pilots, and the helicopter staggers into the sky. I gotta turn to page 51. A large body of water spreads out below you. The helicopter remains stationary, hovering about 500 feet above the bay. The crew is searching for boats. They spot several, and finally you swoop down, approaching the first boat. What are they hoping to find, you ask yourself? Searchlights snap on and illuminate a medium-sized commercial cargo boat. You can't make out what the state trooper, the pilot, and the co-pilot are saying, but soon the helicopter moves off in search for different prey. Before long, they have found what they want, a large gray ocean-going vessel. It shows no running lights. Snuggled next to its hull is a red and white speedboat. Prepare to board, comes a voice over the intercom. It startles you, and your sudden movement almost reveals your position. The helicopter hovers directly over the gray vessel, a mere 10 feet from the deck. The searchlights bathe the entire ship in an eerie glow. U.S. Coast Guard, we are boarding you. There is no response, no signs of human activity anywhere. 2 of the Coast Guard crew descend on a cable. They carry automatic weapons and are protected by state troopers, similarly armed, who are taken position on the open side of the helicopter. Before they have a chance to board the vessel, an enormous explosion rips through the midsection of the boat. The abrupt, sharp hammering of weapon fire surrounds you. A stitching of bullet holes appears right next to you in the thin skin of the helicopter. Quickly, you jump free of the helicopter and land in cold salt water. God damn. The gray vessel is burning but not sinking. You swim towards the red and white launch. Small arm fire continues. You can't see what is going on. You hear the sound of other helicopters, and you think you see a yacht approaching. You know you've got to get out of the frigid water fast, but you're not sure which craft is safer. If you climb aboard the red and white launch, turn to page 112. If you climb aboard the yacht, turn to page 114.
God, you're jumping out of one situation into one that you're definitely going to be brought to an island and hunted and or used in a way that you don't want to be used.
I'm glad I was the only one thinking that.
Let's go with a yacht, because at least that you're more likely to be violated by like a millionaire or a billionaire.
There you go.
Instead of just die.
Okay. This is a very short ending. Quickly, you climb to the boarding ladder to the gray yacht. The fire amidst the ships is burning with a steady orange glow. There are no more sounds of gunfire. Moving slowly, you enter the aft compartment, a large, beautifully decorated lounge. You sink, exhausted, into an armchair. That's when the fuel tank blow. The end. You get inside, you sit down, and then the ship blows up.
Okay.
Alright, so if we go to the red and white launch. It's hard to scramble up the smooth side of the red and white launch, but you finally succeed and fall, tired, wet, and cold, into the front seat. That's when you notice Uncle Morgan slumped in the driver's seat. At first you think he's dead, but as you get closer you realize he is still breathing. Uncle Morgan, it's me. Let's get out of here. His response is weak. It's up to you, you realize. Pushing your uncle away from the wheel, you slip into the driver's side. Moments later, the two of you are roaring across the bay, away from the burning wreckage. What now, Uncle Morgan, you ask? Police.
He has an equally weak response. Just like, oh God, I can't wait for Pookie to do doodles with me on Valorant.
Oh my God!
Where's my kitten? I need my support.
Fuck.
How am I supposed to carry this game without my kitten?
His uncle is... Oh God, that would make so much sense. He is rich. He has the money to sustain a Discord kitten.
He does buy her nitro, like, every month.
Oh, yes. Yes. He has bought her nitro for the next 10 years. He is prepaid. The police! Get the police! He whispers, barely audible above the noise of the engine. Then he slumps forward. Grimly clutching the wheel, you head to the main dock in a small town across the bay. Once there, you are faced with endless questions to which you know few answers. The end. That was wild.
I mean, sure, let's go. Let's okay. Fucking go. I don't even know what the hell, why that one was there. Like, it seemed like, okay, the other one, you're like, okay, you're stuck. Like, for whatever reason, he was doing sex voodoo. I don't know what he was doing in one. Another, he was to validate some ancient weapons from a museum, and in this one, was he trying to help out his friend Epstein or something? Like, what was he doing?
Yeah, or, like, was their plan that he'd be on the boat and he'd die, and they're like, oh no, he just died in a ship explosion. Totally normal.
I just don't know why this one is, like, we keep on getting endings of action movies with, like, none of the reason why we should care about the characters.
Right? Okay. We're going to go back, so we had the option to get on the helicopter for some god-awful reason, or we could go back to the to Swan Song and search for clues. So, page 9. Sneaking on board the helicopter might be dangerous. You think? Yeah, you didn't think that through, did you? You think it might be wiser and safer for you to head back to your uncle's house to see what you can find.
You think it might be wiser and safer for you not to go on the fucking helicopter where you don't know where it's going? Wow. Oh my... God.
You stand alone in the woods as the helicopter clatters off, leaving you beside the road. You wait several minutes and then return the way you came on the motorcycle. Swan Song looks mysterious as you turn up the long driveway. I wonder if the cops will be here, you say out loud. But they are not anywhere around. Maybe they've come and gone. Heath? Maxine? You call to your uncle's handyman and housekeeper. There is no response. For a moment you seriously consider leaving Swan Song, but you gather up your courage and return to the study. It is just as you left it, with the bloody rug and vicious dagger still stuck in the floor. Carefully you search the desk, looking for any possible clues to these strange events. The drawers are locked, and the paper inside reveals nothing unusual. You are at a loss to explain anything, when your eye catches the small marble carving of an elephant that has always fascinated you. It sits on a heavy wooden base, Instinctively, you are drawn to the carving, and you pick it up for closer examination. You find nothing at first, persisting...
quick question.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, you have a display of any large elephant type thing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it always be on a heavy display thing? Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, what if it was on like some like light aluminum that was like real thin?
Yeah.
Like they had to replace it every 3 weeks.
Yeah. They're like, oh man, it buckled under the weight again. Gotta replace it.
Like, maybe you should get some like wood and not something that's like so hollow.
Yeah. Oh.
But
you find nothing at first. Persisting in your examination, you focus your attention on the wooden base. It is composed of several layers of fine teak in an intricate pattern. Rubbing your finger along the wood, you hear a click, and a small opening appears. You realize that it might be best to follow... Oh, sorry. I have to turn to page 113, go all the way to the back of the book. Inside the wooden base of the elephant is a tightly rolled piece of paper with a list of names and addresses written on it. They are all foreign except for 2 located in New York City. At the bottom of the list is the name and telephone number. You recognize the name as the head of the FBI. Is Uncle Morgan an undercover agent, you ask yourself? You are sure he is, and you are filled with pride. But fear soon replaces pride as the door to the study swings open, and a man enters wearing a mask of black silk. Hand over...
Is that a picture of my uncle in Pinochet? Like real buddy like? Why are they both in a helicopter right now? Wait, is that someone falling?
Is that a picture? Is that a picture of my uncle smuggling cocaine into black neighborhoods?
Is that a picture of my uncle teaching a class on how to torture communists? What?
Oh my god. Oh god. Hand over the list, he says. You hand it to him, and to your amazement, he turns around quickly and leaves. You are safe for the time being, but now you're not so sure about your uncle. The end. I like how you're like, oh, he didn't stab me.
So, here you go? Okay, thank you.
Okay. You realize he had no weapons. Like, oh, fuck. I probably could have suplexed him.
Yeah.
Alright. So... we're going to go back a step, and we're going back to, we had the choice to go down the side road, or we could, this is when we got stopped and the 2 people came out of the car, and we were like, oh man, no, they're going to kill us, and so we left. But our other option was to stay and find out what they want. So, you wonder what the man and woman want as you slowly climb off the bike, push it up on its kickstand, and look at them as they calmly wait for you beside the large foreign car. The distance between you and them is about 20 feet. As you hesitate, the woman smiles and beckons you to join them. Uncle Morgan's face appears in the rear window of the car. His face is devoid of emotion. There is no signal, no clue to help you with your decision. Hesitantly, you step across the moss-covered surface of the bog and head towards the man and woman. Don't be afraid, the man says. We won't hurt you. We're friends of your uncle's. He wants you to come with us. But why?
See, you're not saying it in a playful European accent. That's definitely threatening. Thinking...
Okay, here.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. We won't hurt you. We are friends of your uncle's. He wants you to come with us.
Yeah,
see, good?
That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, that's
okay.
what you're
I'll do that
do.
voice for that guy from now on. For both of them. But why? I don't understand. The blood? The shooting? You stammer. Don't worry about the blood. The bullets were a mistake. You seem real enough to me. You bring your hand across your arm where the bullet nicked you. We thought you were someone else. It was a mistake. Come talk to your uncle. I gotta go to page 37. Uncle Morgan's face slides back away from the rearview mirror, and you are left with practically no alternative. Any attempt to escape at this point might be dangerous for you or your uncle. Moving almost in slow motion, you advance to the car and the 2 people. See for yourself, the woman says, opening the rear door. Peering inside the car, you look at Uncle Morgan. He gives you a sickly smile of recognition and raises his hand in salute. His white shirt and tweed jacket are stained with blood. I didn't want you to get involved, he murmurs. What is going on? You ask, shocked at his condition. Get back on your bike and turn around, he says. How can I? They won't let me. They work for me, your uncle replies, nodding at the man and woman. It would be better if you stayed with us. It would be better if you stayed with us. We could use your help, the woman says. You're not sure what to do. You finally found your Uncle Morgan, and he looks like he needs your help. But who knows what will happen to you if you go along with them, you wonder. And then we have 2 options. Let me check, though. I have a feeling that these both lead to they both lead to endings. So, we can either get on your bike and turn around and get the fuck out of here, or we can stay and help Uncle Morgan.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so we turn around, we get on our bike, get the fuck out of here. It's page 65. Uncle Morgan smiles, and you agree to turn around and head back to the house. You take one last look and then smile back at him reassuringly. He winces with pain. You flinch. The thought of what may happen to him makes it harder for you to leave. A plan immediately forms in your head. I'll double back on the low road and pick up after their trail again. You think to yourself, hurry, we haven't time to waste. There are many others, the woman says. They climb into the car, slam the doors, and are gone, leaving you alone by the side of the road. Once again, you're racing on your motorcycle, hanging on as you zoom off down a back road. Your only hope is it connects with the road that Uncle Morgan is on now. The road ahead becomes very narrow and soon runs into dirt and gravel. It is heavily rutted from the rainfalls, and you will have to proceed slowly. You splash through puddles and skid through thick, clinging mud. You have to keep reaching up to clear the mud from your face. It's hard to see and maintain your balance. You are losing time, and time certainly seems to be running out. What is going on, you ask yourself. What's Uncle Morgan up to? Then something clicks into place. Those people with him seem vaguely familiar. You try to piece it all together. Somewhere you have seen them before, but where? You remember, 3 years ago, they spent the period between Christmas and New Year's at Uncle Morgan's. You didn't think that they were very friendly even then. But then again, Uncle Morgan's friends never are. And at last you hit the paved road again. It is dark, and you switch on your light beams. The car with Uncle Morgan is nowhere to be seen. A feeling of despair and failure comes over you. Driving frantically, you search the road ahead for signs of a car. You miss a turn, and the next instant you smash full force into a large oak. Your head is swathed in bandages, and your left leg is in a cast up to the hip. You are in pain. What happened? You'll be fine, the nurse replies. You ask about your uncle, but they know nothing. You try to find some comfort in the fact that he hasn't ended up in the hospital, but you're not sure if that is good news or not. The end. See, that's a little more realistic ending. Like, he just crashed into a fucking tree.
Yeah. Let's look at that other ending.
Okay. Actually, this does lead to a choice, but I believe either of these choices are an ending as well. I think we're on the short tree.
Yeah, we'll probably just finish up these, and then
Yeah.
I'll deal with however much we have.
Uncle Morgan, I can't leave you like this, you say. It's dangerous. Come, we're wasting time. We're lucky the car crashed back there. But that doesn't mean we haven't stopped them or that we're safe. Get in, the man says. You slide in the back seat next to your uncle and slam the door shut. Within seconds, the 4 of you are hurtling down the road at high speed. What happened? You asked your uncle. Don't worry, I'll be all right, Uncle Morgan whispers. Where are we going? You ask, encouraged by the fact that these people seem to be helping Uncle Morgan. We'll talk later. Take care of your uncle. There's a first aid kit back there somewhere. Then keep an eye out for anyone following us. Sure enough, there's a small but mostly complete first aid kit in a canvas tote bag under the driver's seat in front of you. You take out a large compress and pressure bandage. Peeling back the shirt from the wound, you see the torn flesh still oozing blood. Placing the compress against the wound, you wrap the pressure bandage around your uncle. It is awkward and difficult inside the car, but you manage. The car rattles down a bumpy road. You think you recognize the location. It's a road to the yacht club on the bay. The season's over, and most of the boats, including your uncle's, have been put away. The road is a dead end, you notice. If there's anyone out there, we'll be caught for sure, you say. The car comes to a halt in the yacht club parking lot. Ghostly forms of sailboats, swathed in protective canvas against the coming winter, stand in their cradles around the parking lot. A light evening wind has picked up, and some of the rigging rattles against the tall aluminum masts. Hurry, hurry, we haven't much time, the woman says. They could be here, you know. Who, you ask? And she doesn't answer you. The headlights of a car come over the hill and down the dirt road. Someone is still following you. Hurry, we've got to launch, the man says. Let's get out of here. You know the yacht club, and you know you could probably find a better hiding place in a boat or one of the work sheds, although you have gone along with them so far. Now might be a good time to speak up. If you go with Uncle Morgan and them to the launch, turn to page 11. If you press your companions to follow you, go on to the next page.
Let's go on to the next page.
Okay. They're sure to find us if we go to the launch. Follow me, there isn't much time, you command. And to your amazement, the man and woman agree. Okay, lead on. This better be good or we're dead, the woman says. They go around quickly to the back and help Uncle Morgan from the car. They support him as best they can, but it's slow work. Meanwhile, you have found the key to the sailing loft in its usual place. With a reassuring click, the lock opens and you go in. The old sail loft is now being used for the storage of several large motorboats. The Toto Mio looms in the darkness in front of you. It is a 53-foot cruiser of old design. You have always admired it. There is a ladder leaning against it, probably left by the ship's carpenter doing repairs. Scrambling to the deck, you are dismayed to find that the door to the main cabin is locked. There is little space for the four of you to hide. Your ears pick up the noise of a car in the parking lot, and the more ominous sound of voices and people running. I'm afraid it's all over, Uncle Morgan states. What's all over, Uncle Morgan? What's all this about? Your heart is pounding. Your eyes are frantically searching for some place to hide. I didn't want you to be mixed up in this. I've tried hard to keep this part of my life separate from you, but before you can finish the sentence, the door bursts open. A harsh foreign voice commands you to come out one by one with your hands up in the air. The woman next to you fires an automatic weapon, and the loft explodes in a deadly swarm of gunfire. Before long, they have set the loft on fire, and you are unable to escape. The mystery of Uncle Morgan will never be solved. The end.
I mean, I feel like we didn't really do... We did... The mystery seems to change as soon as we, looked in a different direction every time.
Yeah.
So, I guess he's a Fed?
I guess so. Okay, I was just making sure the other side is indeed an ending. So, if we just go with them and we don't try to find a different hiding place, you realize that it might be best to just follow the man and woman and hope they know what they're doing. Hurry, there isn't much time, the woman says. Where is the boat, you ask? Main dock, straight ahead, the man replies, as he helps Uncle Morgan, who is having difficulty walking. Moving swiftly to your uncle's side, you put your arm around him for support. The main dock is covered with canvas, and it muffles the sound of your footsteps. It is an eerie feeling, being out here, in this time of year, lonely and isolated. The launch is a 35-foot cigarette, one of the fastest boats built. Its bright red and white striping certainly isn't designed to look anonymous on the water. What are they planning, you wonder? It is difficult getting your Uncle Morgan on board, but when he is secure, you quickly busy yourself with the lines casting off. The powerful twin engines kick to life, and the launch moves away from the dock. Just as the headlights of the car enter the yacht club parking lot, the cigarette shoots ahead with a surge of power that throws you back into the padded seats. The woman at the wheel powers through the calm water at 40 knots and climbing. The running lights are off. The high-speed side thrusts you out into the middle of the bay, and there, dead in the water, is a large gray yacht. It, too, has its lights off. The cigarette neatly slides up to its huge, ominous-looking craft. Hands reach down, pulling all four of you aboard. At that very moment, a helicopter descends over the yacht, its searchlights shining directly on you and Uncle Morgan. U.S. Coast Guard, prepare for boarding. Do not move. Repeat, do not move. What is going on, you shout. Quickly the men on deck begin dumping packets into the water. You can only imagine their contents. 2 more helicopters arrive. An armed Coast Guard patrol boat pulls up next to your boat and guards surround you. You are all under arrest. Don't worry, says Uncle Morgan. I'll explain later. The end.
I have a friend who's known as like a New York financier. He does nice little trips to a private island with a bunch of pretty
Oh my
powerful people.
god.
I can pull some strings.
Ugh.
But yeah, I just don't. I don't know. Like what are we supposed to do with this book? What's like? Okay, I understand action or whatever, because there are some that are it's supposed to be like, okay, like there's some of the cool stuff we're describing, and you know, if you go this way, you get some cool stuff. Okay, I know we like those more, but there's ones that are supposed to be more action oriented. I just feel like you need to make me care about at least one of the characters.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like, remember when we did the Cave of Time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we only knew that one girl for like, what, 2 pages or something? They still did a decent job at like building her up as a character.
We were like, this is our best friend.
Yeah. Like, I just feel like it doesn't take that much to make you, like, endear yourself to a person.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Like, the most this kid did was avoid hitting a skunk with his motorcycle.
Yeah. I guess that was supposed to be the save the cat moment, but, like, I don't know. I find it hard to care.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I should care a little bit.
Let's see. Is there any other... There's another ending where you end up in a coma. There's some more about the artifact smuggling. I think we got all the voodoo endings. Yeah, there's another one where you get arrested. Yeah, the other ones don't look that exciting.
Okay. Well... More
of the same.
I guess we're done. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's it. There isn't really... Yeah, there's not much else to do. Okay.
Well, I will have... there's a couple of really action-oriented ones that I think are pretty fun. One is called Escape. And you think it'd be like, wow, that doesn't sound like anything.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of fun stuff with it.
Yes, you have talked about that one. I mean, some of the parts of the Unicorn book are pretty action-oriented.
Well, but that's just like, it's a fantasy. Like, it's just a fantasy story. It somewhat follows like a beginning, middle, and end story thing. Some of them are supposed to be just like, hey, here's some cool stuff. Which is, you know, cool. The action ones,
there's a snow leopard on the cover of this book, and we did not get to see a snow leopard in the story.
I just felt like, I don't know, it didn't really do much. Like,
I wanted
much for me.
I wanted a big kitty. And we got I did like the ending where you find the list of FBI informants, and that guy like takes it from you, but then like you're just left there. like you're fully expecting to die, and he's just like, bye.
Honestly, good for you. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do in that situation? You found a list. Someone's just like, give me the list, and they might kill you.
You haven't seen their face. Were you
looking for the list in the first place?
No, you weren't, and you didn't see their face. So, like, there's no point for them to kill you, really.
Like, really, if anything, you're just now the middleman. They did the equivalent of, hey, can you hand me that piece of paper?
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
You know, there's not much.
I also like the ending where you just crash your motorcycle and break your fucking leg.
That's a good one. I do like those.
I like the ones where, like, something like that happens. Like, you just screw up in some mundane way, and it just ends the whole adventure. And that's it. That's all you get.
Yep.
Yeah, there's not much else to say about this. I mean, we achieved our 45-minute goal.
Which, honestly, doesn't feel great. I'd say it feels bad, man.
There is like a little a map of New Orleans in the back, and that's it.
Yeah, well, we will come back with. I don't know. We're gonna. I think I have a. I think we have a fun little book here with Who Killed Harlow Trombley. I remember liking it enough.
Yes, I like murder mysteries. Give them to me.
It's not that much of a murder mystery. I will say that right now.
Fine.
It does change depending on the choices you make.
Yeah.
And not in like you capture this person at a different point. It's like it's a completely different story. But
Ooh.
There's a lot of fun characters and red herring that ultimately mean nothing at the end. But
I love it's like Clue.
Yeah.
A movie I deeply love.
but yeah. So
I guess this has been no, I don't. Just I really wish the big murder kitty was in this, and alas, there was no big murder kitty. Well, this has been Blood on the Handle, and remember, if a man asks you for a mysterious list that you find in a hidden compartment, just give it to him.
Yeah, why not? Bye.
I mean, yeah.
Good night, Mr. the Missile.